play, I will be performing the girl who is going to marry Wei. And I'm Paige, and I will be the babysitter for the girl and also the father-in-law of Wei.
Hello everyone, I'm Zoe and I'm going to play Wei, the main character. Okay. So today we are going to present the matchmaker, the god of love, the Oriental Cupid. Okay. When talks about love, some people believe in love at first sight, but some believe the other way around. But that's how people of old time said. Love is set up by facts, not by people. And the matchmaker, the god of love, his code is fact. He sets up couples after couples by pulling and twisting two rod strings from two different persons, meaning therefore they are into one, meaning they are therefore combined. That's how Cupid used arrow and bow to make people fall in love. So who is the matchmaker? The matchmaker in the Chinese tradition is the god of love, and he is in charge of mortal marriage, and people are familiar with him having white beard on his face and blush on both cheeks, and right hand with the can and the left hand with the book of marriage that reveals the built-in love of the couples in the world. In this world. So how to worship the matchmaker? Actually, most of the time there will be a guide via whom you can access that of worshiping the matchmaker, like how many incense are needed and how do those incense go. But there are some steps that you have to know because they are mutual in every matchmaker temple. First, when you are holding incense in your hand and are trying to have a nice talk with the matchmaker, you have to tell him your personal information first, which includes your name, your address, your birth date, and the name of your Mr. Right or Miss Right. And if you are not seeing anyone in that moment, you may want to tell him that what kind of person you want to meet in the future. And then the personal information has to be 100% correct. A letter has appeared, and after telling your personal information and inserting the incense in the sensor, you have to ask for matchmaker's friend to take home a rod string from the temple as a blessing by throwing a pair of red caps. And 3 times in a row of this pattern, then you can get home. You can take a red string home. So, and how does the myth of the matchmaker originate? The figure of the matchmaker first appeared in the Tang Dynasty, and his story composed by the Fu Yan. And there was an old man in a book, and he was very wise, and he told the main character Wei that he was going to marry a Hasna girl in the future. As much as Wei was pleased to hear that, it turned out true, and so after that, the inn where the old man and the Wei met was called the engagement inn, and the old man was addressed as the matchmaker. So now we are going to take you back to see what happened exactly.
Long time ago in Dynasty, there is a man named Wei. One time he is traveling in some city, and he is living in the Nan Inn. One
marriage.
Well, how is that possible?
I'm the god. I'm the matchmaker, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And what's this?
This is the red string, and now tied on you and your mate, and you're married in the future.
Huh. Really?
Yes.
So, can you tell me who am I going to marry in the future?
Yes. She's still a 3-year-old girl.
Oh my god, this is a little bit disgusting.
But how about I'll take you to see her
I would
right
love
now.
to. I would love to.
Okay.
Come closer.
Do you see the gray t-shirt girl? That's your wife in your future.
Yes, she's freaking ugly. I can't believe that. I wouldn't let it happen. I'm going to kill her right now.
Time flies, and after 14 years, Wei finds his mate is a really beautiful girl, and her father is an government official, and Wei is going to marry soon.
Father, what's wrong? Father,
Hey,
what is the scar between my wife's eyebrows?
Oh, it's an angry story. You know, when she was very young, her nanny took her to the market. And here comes a furious guy and an old man. And the guy just stepped into her forehead with a knife without any reason. Fortunately, she is safe and her life is not in danger.
Was the woman the second applied for a person?
How do you know?
then Wei told his father-in-law the story that 14 years ago he met the matchmaker, and the matchmaker showed him his wife in the future.
So, you have met the matchmaker before?
Yeah, so.
So, can you tell me where are the famous temples to worship matchmaker in Taiwan? Because you know, your mother-in-law has passed away for a long time, and I'm very, very lonely.
So it doesn't matter yesterday. Father.
No. No, she is not.
Okay, a friend of mine told her daughter studied girls of matchmaker in Taiwan.
And now I'm going to propose a few famous temples of matchmaker in Taiwan. And in Taipei, there are Taipei Shanghai Chenghong Temple. And in Keelung, there are Shiyun Temple. In Yilai, there are Sijie Groundskeeper Temple. In Hsinchu, there are Hsinchu Chenghong Temple, and the nearest matchmaker temple of Donghua University is matchmaker temple in Dadu Mountain. And in Zhanghua there are Zhennan Temple, Jiayi Chenhuang Temple and the Da Tianhou Temple in Tainan and the Kaohsiung Wu Temple. And there are Longfeng Temple in Sunmoon Lake in Nantou. And now I'm going to introduce the Taipei Shanghai Chenhuang Temple. Taipei Shanghai Chenhuang Temple located in Yihua Street and number 61. The temple service time is very special. It's open in 6:16 in the morning and closed in 7:47 at night. Taipei Shanghai Chenhuang Temple is a famous temple in North Taiwan. Especially the matchmaker in Chenhuang Temple is very efficacious, so many followers go there and ask for a mate. Especially in Valentine's Days, Chinese Valentine's Days, and the matchmaker's birthday, lunar August 15th. The visitors of the temple who wants to ask for the mates or the red rings comes one after another. And now I'm going to talk about the Taipei Shanghai Chenhuang Temple's matchmaker's origin. In 1971, there's an old woman often went to Taipei Shanghai Chenhuang Temple to ask for the Chenhuang God to bless her husband's business be success and her children's schoolwork be smooth going. After a few years, her husband earns a lot of money and her children entered the famous school in America and won a lot of scholarship. However, a blemish in an otherwise perfect thing was that all of her children are single and cannot find someone to marry. The old woman was very worried, so she went to the Taipei Shanghai Chenhuang Temple again and asked the Chenhuang God to bless her children to find their mates and can get married soon. Surprisingly, in a short period, all of her children find someone and get married. The old woman was very happy, so she was very thankful to the Chenhuang God. Therefore, she devoted a 143 centimeter high statue of matchmaker to the Taipei Shanhuang Temple to thank for the God. Thus, the white-bearded, red-faced matchmaker who smiles every day. He takes the marriage notes on left hand and crush a stick by the right hand. Set the red string happily to the unmarried man and unmarried woman every day, and help materialize plenty of happiness marriage. And now I'm going to talk about the detailed steps of how to ask the Taipei Shanghai Chenhuang Temple's matchmaker for a happy fate which brings lovers together. Before you ask matchmaker for the mates, you have to buy the lucky candy, red rope, and leave money from the temple to use as the offerings. When you are asking the matchmaker for a happy fate, you have to tell the matchmaker all of your personal information, such as name, age, address, and the type of the person you want to meet in the future. After the process of asking, you have to leave the lucky candy in the temple to share with others who wants to ask for the Mr. Right too. There is only one thing that you have to notice, is not to be too greedy. Once there was a follower who took away too many red strings, and she had some unneeded relationships forward. If the followers met some people they like but don't know how to express their feelings, people can buy some flowers to the Taipei Shanghai Temple to ask for the matchmakers to bless the relationship can be blossom and bear fruit. If people have some good news, don't forget to go back to the Taipei Shanghai Temple to thank for the matchmaker. Most of the followers will take their bride cakes to the Taipei Shanghai Temple to share with other followers and to thank for the matchmaker. And now Tina are going to introduce the other temples.
Now I'm going to talk about the Matchmaker Temple in Summer Lake. Here is a map that you can see. The Longfeng Temple is next to the Summer Lake. And the Summer Lake is also called Honeymoon Lake and Lovers Lake because that many lovers visited Summer Lake every year. And since that there is a Longfeng Temple, so that more and more people feel that it is the best place for lovers to visit. Here is the picture of the Matchmaker Temple in Summer Lake. And the Matchmaker Temple in Longfeng Temple was originally built by Nantou government in 1978 on the island which is in the middle of the lake, which is called Lalu Dao. And every year it holds the biggest united wedding for thousands of couples. Later it was moved to Longfeng Temple because of the earthquake on September 21, 1999. And in this temple, you should notice that the step to worship matchmaker. First, you have to tell the matchmaker your name, address, and birthday. Second is to tell the matchmaker your purpose. That you want to find someone is suitable for you and what types of characters you like for that person. And you have to pick a slag of pine which is made of bamboo. It's called qian in Chinese. Here is the picture. The left one is the pair of red petals. And the right one is the sleeve of sign which is made of bamboo. After picking a line of sign, throw the pair of red petals to get the agreement from matchmaker. And here is a reminder that if you want to get the grant from matchmaker, you have to throw it in this pattern, which is called Shenbei in Chinese. And that means that the matchmaker agrees that you can read this sign. And in this temple, if you want to get blessing, you don't have to pay. But remember that you have to draw a circle for 3 times on the incense burner. It's called 绕香炉 in Chinese. You have to take the red string and draw circle for 3 times. And put it in a red envelope. Then put the envelope in the closest chest or put it under your pillow to be blessed by matchmaker. The second temple I'm going to talk about is Mountain. And now it is bought by a woman, and she made this temple become a place called Dingyuanju Farm. And it is a little bit difficult to get there, so I put the map here. That you have to go to the Donghai Road, and in a little way on the left side, you have to get in there so you can find the Dingyuanju. And you have to buy the ticket because it became a cafe. And in here, you have to ride cars to make a wish to matchmaker. But especially this temple is for lovers who are in relationship, or you want in relationship and you want your relationship to last longer, forever. And another type of people who came here is that if you broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, you can come here and ask the matchmaker in M2U Mountain to let your guys get together again. And you have to ride the car to make a wish. And the cars are attached to the wall in the temple. There are many cars. And in addition, it is a farm, so it is a good place for lovers to visit. The ticket is only $100, and providing cafe with drinks and food. It is also famous for the good view both in the daytime and at night. And the third one I'm going to talk about is Da Temple.
Oh, do you know that I just came here a few months ago and prayed to the matchmaker that I wish I could find my Mr. Right. And fortunately, I finally meet you. And today I take you here is because I want to thank for the matchmaker's blessing. Thanks for you to help me find my Mr. Right. I'm very happy, and today I take him here to thanks for your blessing. Thank you so much.
Da Tianhou Temple in Tainan is the most famous temple in the southern Taiwan. It is the old matchmaker temple in Taiwan. And in this temple, there is special water on the table. If you go to this temple, you have to touch some of the water on the place around ice block. And it can bring the luck to be loved by someone is perfect for you. And there is a rule in this temple, and it is quite strict that you have to roll the hair of helper first. If you don't get the senbei, that means that the matchmaker doesn't want you to worship each day. And the most famous thing in this temple is the red string. Once you got the red string, you have to put it in your pocket. On every clothes that you wear regularly. And one day, if you can find it in your pocket, that means the matchmaker is going to tell you that your true love is coming soon. So don't be upset or sad that your red string is missing, because that something good is happening. And here you are going to talk about the taboos and attention when worship matchmaker.
Prayer is an important thing to the Taiwanese people because of the Buddhism. And each god has their different attentions and taboos when worshiping. And so does the matchmaker. And now I'm going to tell you some attentions and taboos that we need to be aware of when worshiping. And here is a video that we prepared for you to see the steps and some attentions. And we need to first take the 3 incense and tell the matchmaker our name and address. And as the video you can see, there are some matrimony rings and the red deities for them to make into teas. And don't blow the teas if whether it's hot or not. This action will destroy the blessing that the matchmaker gives you. Just the video has mentioned, we need to first light with 3 incense. Only 3. We cannot take more than 3 incense, and each incense must be light up and need to be lifted above our head. It is an important way for us to respect the God. And tell the God your name, the birthday, and your address so that the God can know who you are and know exactly who is he going to bless. And don't take umbrellas when you worship. Also, you need to keep away from the people who have umbrella, because the pronunciation of umbrella in Chinese is close to separate. Like san is near to the pronunciation of san. And don't forget to wear formal clothes and take off your sunglasses, earphones, and hats and something like that when get into the temple. Also, if you wear the fleece, don't put your hat on your head. It is also not respectful to the matchmaker. And you have to have stable relationship during the time you are going to worship matchmaker. It means that don't date with more than one person in the same time. It will make the matchmaker think that you are not really royalty to this relationship. And after telling your wish to the matchmaker, circle the red strings on the incense burner, like this, with 3 circles. And each person is only pray for themselves. You cannot pray for your friends or your families, because it is the matchmaker only bless the person that goes to worship. And don't tie the red strings on your hands, because it is really easy to lose. Just put them into a small bag and keep it under your pillow, just like Tina has mentioned, or in your purse. It relationship, bring flowers to the matchmaker. And if you are not, bring some matrimony beans and red dates, which means 枸杞 and 红枣. This is a symbol that the staff in the temple will make them into tea for people to drink, which is symbolized that the matchmaker's blessing to others. And just as I have mentioned, don't blow the cups when you are going to drink. It will blow out the faith that matchmaker is going to bless you. And if you finally get married after worshiping the matchmaker, bring the bride cakes to thanks for matchmaker's blessing and leave it to the staff of the temple. The staff of the temple will spread your happiness to other believers and also help them to find their Mr. or Mrs. right after worshiping the matchmaker. And don't worry about losing your red strings, because you have already tell the matchmaker your hopes, and the matchmaker is already know that you are truly wanted that he could give you the faith. So just tell the matchmaker your hopes again, and he will keep protecting you when you come to the temple next time. And if you are not in a relationship and willing to find some good persons, you can follow the steps we tell you and go to the temple that we have mentioned, because these are all the famous temples that many people talks about the matchmaker. And this